Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Zeno Damus. I'm here with
Q.
And we got remote in.
Blood Axe.
How's it going, Blood Axe?
Pretty good. How are y'all?
I can't complain.
Voted in from the dark side.
Yeah. All right.
Nice. Anyway.
So let's pull up our handy dandy list here, and we'll see what we're going to talk about first.
How you doing?
Looks like Teespring. So.
Oh yeah, the great bull crap of Teespring.
Yeah, you know, we have a Teespring page. No one's ever bought one of our shirts from there, and now I'm sort of glad they haven't.
Because apparently they would have stolen all of our money.
Well, I mean, the fact that we give shirts out for free whenever we meet people at cons doesn't really help towards selling shirts that are overpriced at Teespring for like $20-some-odd for a T-shirt.
We're not in this for profit, man. You know, we were in this for profit. We would have rated like we would have went like Last of Us 2, 100 out of 10.
Yeah, 100 out of
best
100.
game ever. Please, Sony, like me.
11 out of 10.
Yeah. The Last Jedi was the greatest movie ever. Yeah, just chill.
Oh, man. You're about to make me vomit over here. Come on now.
No, that scene from Last of Us 2 makes you want to vomit.
So Teespring can keep your money after shutting you down for no reason. This comes from Clownfish TV, and Teespring apparently can shut down your store for any reason, real or alleged, via their revised terms of service that outlines a harsher one-strike policy. YouTuber Purity Sin is currently on the receiving end of this nonsense, having her shop completely disabled for copyright violation of a comic she created.
And what's worse, that you can't appeal, that even though she basically went to them and said, this is my comic, this isn't a copyright strike, it's mine, they said, oh yeah, well, we don't give you second chances. But the key part is that she had money in her Teespring account from the sales of her products, and they took her money.
Yeah, and it says Teespring is keeping all of her accumulated revenue.
So basically, Teespring can decide that something's wrong with your Teespring account, and then they can say, oh, look, you got $50,000 in here, we're keeping it. But the key part is she said that their stuff's still like for sale, so they're essentially selling her products still and still keeping the money. So she just got robbed. She just got straight robbed of the money that she got from her shirts, including the, and note, this is the money from shirts that aren't the one that.
Well, here's the thing: if it's a copyright violation, usually there's two ways to handle copyright violations. You know, we see this on YouTube, and that is to either give the revenue to the person who is being violated, whose copyright is being violated, or to completely shut it down. Sounds like maybe they're doing the latter. The question is who are they claiming the copyright for, being
they
it's
won't
her
tell
stuff?
Her. They won't tell her.
Oh.
They took her money, man.
Yeah.
Because the key part is that it's only one particular shirt, though, Zeno. It's this shirt. We're saying that this shirt's a copyright violation.
Mm-hmm.
She said, okay, well, while we're settling that, can I have the rest of my money that's been in here for over a year from all my other stuff? And they were like, no. So, no, they just stole her money. Teespring are a bunch of crooks that robbed this woman. They stole her stuff.
I mean, they're selling cheap T-shirts for $25. Of course they're crooks, man.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be your crooks, but they're robbing you too.
I mean, they're charging the creators, I think it's like 16 or 15 per T-shirt. And then, you know, of course, I don't know. It was pretty high. I remember it may have been more than that when I looked it up. You're not getting much out of selling the T-shirts. Like,
well, now you're not getting anything. But apparently, if they feel like it.
I mean, the high price is supposedly, you know, you're supporting the creator. That's the concept. If I go on Teespring and I pay $20-something for a shirt,
you're supporting the creator at Teespring.
If I pay $20-something for a T-shirt, the only reason I'm paying $20-something for a T-shirt is to support that creator. You know.
Well, Blood Axe, you're pretty business minded. What do you think of these shenanigans here?
I think Teespring's probably because they're a losing business, B, not have any new business coming in, and C is probably going to have some legal issues coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, because, I remember, like, me, believe it or not, I'm actually educated. I know, shocker. I have, went in, I have my business degree, and it's like one of the things they taught us is that you can't just make a BS contract. You can't actually be defeated in court. Just because you trick somebody into signing something that's clearly at a disadvantage doesn't mean it's going to always legally hold up. And if the courts decide, no, this clearly is malicious in the way this is executed, they'll overrule it even if you did sign up for it. Especially because Teesprings isn't Disney or something. They don't have that team of lawyers that can, stomp out any dissent. So it's very possible that Purity will be able to push and get this straightened out because she has a very clear case in the form of the products that don't have a copyright strike, their money should not have been taken. Clearly. There's no contest on this.
We'll say if you just do a quick Google search for Teespring alternatives, there's a list. So
probably posted by Purity. She probably was like, "Here's where you need to go."
On top of that, one of the suggestions you see down here is sites like Amazon and stuff and Etsy where you can. If you're willing to go and find somebody to print T-shirts for you, you can usually get T-shirts printed out for you for around $7-8 a T-shirt, which are probably going to be better quality than the Teespring T-shirts, and sell them yourself. It's a little more difficult, but you're earning almost 3 times as much money.
Here's the Q theory, and then we'll jump the ship on this, but. My theory is I was telling Zeno and Bloodass is that she let too much money accumulate in her Teespring account. They looked at it, they saw a massive amount of cash sitting there, and they said, F it, let's take it. She's not important enough. Because think about it, this isn't over all the media. She's not like, this wasn't PewDiePie.
Yeah.
This wasn't Angry Joe. This wasn't Jim Sterling. This was somebody that I don't know who Purity was before this. I didn't know Purity Springs. So she was a perfect target. She left too much money sitting there, and they thought they could get away with it. And that's what they did. If you let enough money sit there and they think they can get away with it, they're going to hit you. It almost makes you wish they did go after us because we'd have rolled this all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? We'd have jumped. We'd have jumped on that because, I'd have ranted and I'd have been in front of their building, and acting a fool, man. I'd have went fucking viral. Damn it, why does no one do stuff to us so I can act a fool? It's like they know that I can't be effed with. I was like,
Well, I tell you what, there's definitely better options, I think, for selling T-shirts, especially if they're going to rob people. And, here's the thing. You don't do this to YouTubers and stuff like that, though, because it is a large community that a lot of YouTubers know each other. You're going to start seeing more and more people talk about this. And honestly, that's probably one of their biggest customers are these social media personalities who are going to be talking to each other.
Like, for example, Clownfish just got their golden button. Good job, Neon, Geeky Sparkle. They got their gold button, so they're growing. They're a big channel now. They got their golden play button, which means they hit, like, what is it, 1 million or whatever? Or a certain high. It's a pretty high amount of people. So Purity Springs, man, look like an easy target, but if Purity Springs video gets picked up by a major YouTuber, which the community is very, the only person that happens all the time. You see a small YouTuber get picked up by a big YouTuber going, hey, they're bullying YouTubers. Yeah. So it was a bad call. But here's my advice. If you're already vested in Teespring, until you get a chance to switch, do not let your money sit in your account. They will steal it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best. Best
take your money out quick and get it out of there.
Withdraw,
or they will wipe out and steal all your money and then continue selling your shirts while you're not able to get the money.
But see, I think if I recall right, when we had set up, there's actually a withdrawal fee, which is why some people hold off until they get a certain amount in there.
Oh, wow, they set this up good.
Before they withdraw is because you don't want to withdraw tinier amounts because the more you withdraw, the less you're getting.
Oh, wow, they're good. So they had this plan from the start. This was wow, okay, well, good job on that, I'll say, Teespring. That's a sneaky strategy. Like, We literally charge you to get the money out, so you'll let it sit.
I'm not gonna say that's for sure for Teespring. I know several of the accounts that we've set up. That is a pretty common thing when it comes to these advertising and accounts where they pay you. Is there it tends to be a withdrawal fee. So
interesting. You normally don't get penalized for pulling out, but apparently. Well, I guess if it's an early pullout, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You must pay for the disappointment.
Let's see. Artemis Fowl, man. This is something you were waiting for, right? I mean, you read the books. You enjoyed Artemis Fowl books, right? I hear now, just through the grapevine, through some of the websites and stuff like that, that Artemis Fowl is
Foul.
Foul. I don't know how to
get us those reviews up there.
But anyway, it's doing really good, right? Look at that. A 10% tomato meter, 20% audience score. I mean, those are some what I'm talking about, some good scores, right?
When universally everybody goes, no, that sucked. Even the critics go, you know what? We don't even want to shill for Disney. When Disney gets a 10%, and we'll get the pure critics rating. Like, what's the actual pure? Is the tomato meter just the critics? I want to know what the critic score is specifically.
10% is your critic score. 20% is your audience score.
When the critics give Disney 10%, that means your movie was so bad that you'll go against the mouse. You'll go against the mouse. Like, wow, this movie failed at every level.
I mean, CNN loved it. Artemis Fowl isn't a unqualified good egg. What the hell? But it's perfectly adequate. How is that good?
It's called, we're not going to pick. Well, look, there's always going to be a few people that are still scared of Disney. I mean, look at the other one that didn't get a Rotten Tomato. It literally mentions Disney immediately.
A big ticket Disney movie is a visual, spectacular, expertly assembled, but it looks unlikely to be remembered as an all-time classic. How is that good then?
Because Disney still had, there are people that still fear the mouse, but not enough because that's 10%.
Yeah, all the rest of them are, right.
Well, basically, the worst thing is I heard, and it's sad because this kid, this is his first acting debut, and I heard the same thing. Every reviewer that I watched said, we're sorry, whatever your name is, they would say his name, we're sorry. This kid was awful. The main character was terrible, but so was his acting. It was terrible. And I said, ooh, you don't want your first film debut as a kid actor to be everybody talking about how terrible you were in it.
I will say, man, I've not read the books, and I didn't watch it.
You don't have to read the books to like this movie, man.
I saw some of the reviews, watched some of the reviews, and watched like the first 5 minutes of it, and that was enough for me. But yeah, even people who hadn't read the books were talking about how bad this thing was, and then some of them, you said, even went back and read the books.
And read the books afterward and came back and said, "Oh my God, I want to lower my score." Like, the books are so awesome, and that makes sense because you have a series where the whole point is that the main character is a bad guy. He is a supervillain, and they took that out of the movie immediately, removing the entire point of the series, and then. Bad acting, bad lines, constant exposition. We tried to watch the first few minutes, and Zeno couldn't make it past. He was just like, "Oh my God, all they're doing is expositing all over your face." And he's like, "I don't like that. It's the texture." Like, he was like, it was funny. It was literally just narration.
Well, the young Jack Black.
Dude, he looks like a young Jack Black.
In Haggard's clothing, Haggard cosplay. It was just weird, man. I didn't know what to do. Blood Axe. Are you familiar with this series, or? I know
as far as the books, no, I never read the books. Although we do have Disney Plus, and after discussing earlier in the week, I actually let my kids watch it, and they enjoyed it, albeit with the ignorance of not having known the books previously. So from a child's innocent's perspective, they liked it. However, from a perspective of movies not matching the books, it just drives me crazy when they take artistic licenses or they miscast characters or eliminate characters or do things that help hurt the legacy of what you remember from the book itself. So, from a movie perspective, if they would have called it something else, you probably would have had higher scores. But
Oh,
this
I
is
heard
just
that.
one more example of a director not knowing the audience of the property and taking liberties with the property that offend the audience.
Well, I mean, anytime you take like a
The other
kid's
thing-
book that I think is over 10 years old, yeah, because I think it was made out in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Um,
The original. I mean, they then did a graphic novel release.
Yeah.
It's been, popping out for a while now.
so you wanna make a yes it's based off of a kid. It's Disney. You probably want to make a kids movie, but you want to make it where adults can like it too. And not just rely on the naivety of the of children.
Well, also, this is supposed to be a YA novel, though. It's not supposed to be
Yeah.
like an 8-year-old story, and that's one of the things. Because, yeah, dude, my kids, my son and his brother, they watch Disney TV shows. The acting's terrible. Have you ever had to sit down and watch this with them? Like, it is the worst acting you've ever seen. Terrible dialogue. I can't believe this is actually put on TV. It is the worst. Now, it's wholesome. It's fun. It's good for kids. It's designed for kids too young to realize how terrible it is. But to do that with Artemis Fowl, that's a young adult novel, and turn it into a Disney series show level of acting is horrific.
I will say that's why I don't go back and watch a lot of the things I enjoyed as a kid, because I have gone back to watch some of the things I enjoyed as a kid and realized how horrible it was. So
Raven's House. Oh my God, my son loves Raven's House, and oh my God, the acting on that. If I showed you 10 seconds of it, you'd throw up in your mouth. It's a bad acting. But you want to know what? I watched That's So Raven when I was younger. I remembered the show, and I get why they like it. I watched it. That's the one I can stand to watch because I remember the original show, and I went, oh, it's always been bad. Though it is a shame because she's an adult now, and she does not act any better than she did when she was younger. But it is funny. But oh my God, some of the other ones are like, you're sitting there and you're just like, my eyes. So,
but I mean, we've seen kids movies that do have decent acting. I mean, the Harry Potter series. I know.
yeah, not Disney. Yeah,
it didn't have bad acting.
Of course, it wasn't Disney.
And it was kids. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the first books. I mean, they were kids at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen plenty of kids movies, man. But I mean, this is Spy Kids level acting, man.
Yeah.
But all right, let's leave it alone. But let's
The only
just say
Disney
that
actors that actually
it's
made
not a good movie,
that made it.
regardless of if you're a fan, unless
Yeah.
you are a small.
What'd
kid.
you say, Blood Axe?
So the only Disney actor or actress that actually made it beyond child fandom is Lindsay Lohan, and her acting is terrible anyway. So
She's also not known for her Disney work. She's known for a lot of other things.
yeah.
Well,
she's
that's
grown
outside.
up.
Well, what they're doing with Artemis Fowl, I think they'll actually may do a little bit more of as far as taking the theatrical releases and putting them on Disney Plus, especially if the pandemic has a second wave, which I fully expect to happen. So we may actually see the new.
You might see a reboot, but you won't see any more of this. I couldn't hear you say that.
I said I fully expect Disney to start putting out more films that were supposed to go to the theater on Disney Plus because the theaters are going to have issues when we have a second wave of COVID-19. They're not going to reopen, and if they do, it's going to be very limited seating. So they're going to have to find a way to get their content out and at least start churning dollars, maybe on Disney Plus, adding more subscribers that way.
Well, I know how they can fix this, dude. They can use the veil of the fowl.
Wooden Ball in the chat room is listing, I guess, some Disney. Zendaya is Zendaya. That's the girl that played in Spider-Man, I think, right? Played it MJ. And Zac Efron, I'm not familiar with.
Oh yeah, I mean there are people that have a rose above that, but then there's Raven's House. Like I said, where you're like,
yeah. Ooh. Once again, I mean those have gone outside of Disney now.
They also kind of left Disney. Yeah, they went on to real movie theaters and stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's get a random encounter. Time for a random encounter. We're gonna have all right. Let me get the
My blood is
webcam up
pumping.
here. There. Go ahead and get you a roll on, man.
They see me roll. Oh, sorry. Copyright.
7. Game on. Doom Eternal set on a demonic overrun Earth. Genius or bad call?
All right. Well, while Doom Eternal is primarily Xeno's thing, this concept is by far something I like. I love the mix of familiarity with fantasy elements. I'm a huge urban fantasy fan. Huge urban fantasy fan. I've read so many urban fantasy books. It's why I read Artemis Fowl. It was because it mixes a bit of sci-fi and urban fantasy. I love this concept. When you go to another world like anime does, it's hard for me to get vested because it's another world. Of course, stuff's weird. You get into this concept of it's another world, but when you see the familiar mixed with the unfamiliar, it's like getting to see it through a new lens. Even in this case where it's Earth but with demons overrunning it, you feel more vested in the battle to me. It's like, okay, I'm defending Earth now. It's got personal. It's not I'm in hell beating up demons there. It's like, you bastards dared to come to Earth. It's time to Doom Marine these mofos. You know what I'm saying? Get in there. Get the you know, it gets a stronger element of realism. When you're on an alien planet overrun with demons, do you care? You're just killing demons. When you're on Earth overran by demons, it's time to wreck some stuff. You know, it's time to get in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I feel that I would much rather play a Doom Eternal game where the stakes are I'm defending the Earth from or trying to clear out or avenge the Earth versus being on an alien planet and fighting demons. I'd just be like, okay, this is an alien planet. I mean, Halo, perfect example. When Halo went to Earth in Halo 2, oh, dude, it was, we were wrecking it. It was like, oh, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing elites and grunts running around in human cities, oh, I wrecked some ass, man. I beat that game on Legendary. I turned on the skulls. I whooped the Covenant's tail because now they were on Earth. It was a great way to push the level up to the next level. They're on Earth, man. It's gotten real. Especially being American. You know how we feel about American soil. You know, we flip out when it's like, did you do something on American soil? You know how we get. That's the only time we stop hating each other for a few seconds. It's like, hey, hold on, somebody did something on American soil. Let's hate everyone else for a while. Like, we have a very defensive nature. That gets my blood pumping a lot more than I'm on an alien planet fighting aliens. Okay, now it's like I'm on Earth and aliens are invading. It's time to kill a mofo.
I will say I thought it brought a new aspect to the game, which was pretty cool. You got to see a neat Earth scenario with giant like Doom mechs and stuff littering the place. The concept was cool, visually beautiful. As far as whether Doom takes place on Earth or takes place on a ship, I don't think it matters as much as the gameplay, but it was a neat concept. Did it make or break the game? I don't think so, personally. I think the gameplay makes or breaks Doom. You know, that style of gameplay. But I enjoyed the concept, and I enjoyed the visuals of it being placed on Earth.
Bloodaxe, weigh in.
Well, the reason I put that question up there, and actually the reason why I didn't pre-order the game, is I just can't imagine a Doom game being played on anything other than Mars going to hell. So I'm still debating whether or not I actually want to purchase Doom Eternal or wait for the Game of the Year edition. But if I wanted to do post-apocalyptic Earth, I'd probably go back and play Darksiders again. So
yeah,
that's.
And like I said, I don't think the fact it was on Earth changed much of the concept.
Well, to throw one last point on it, because you know that is one thing. You know the one thing I have to give Fallout for over Outer Worlds?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I was on alien planets did take me out of it a little bit. Like, I wasn't as concerned at what I was seeing around me, like the actual state of the cities and what was going on. It was like, oh, I'm on this alien planet. They're having a problem. I'll help them. It wasn't the same as seeing the ruins of recognizable cities and then going, these people need help. I enjoyed the game, and honestly, it wasn't meant to be that dramatic. It was kind of a satire, so it wasn't a negative thing. I'm not saying Outer Worlds should have been on Earth. I'm just saying, though, that's one of the huge different experiences, though, was that it was personal over here, you know, and you almost want to help people because you want to fix the broken version of what's familiar. So you're like, man, I want to see society, but this is kind of sad. Whereas over here, I was just like, oh, look at these corporations. This is jacked up. They're eating, like, you know, they're dying from eating bad tuna meat. Oh, that sucks. I guess I'll help them. But it was never personal. I never felt stakes.
Well, and that's another thing too that you know, Fallout has versus Doom as well, is it may have seemed that aspect of it being on Earth may have been more important. And I don't know if eventually it does, but as far as I've played so far, not met any people from Earth. Like it's just a backdrop.
I get it. It's just the arena that you're playing.
Yeah, you're not seeing people screaming or running for their lives or fighting that are from Earth. You know, you're not seeing groups of people trying to survive on this hell-torn Earth.
Because you know, imagine how awesome it would feel if you ran into a room and you saw like I guess I should. You know what? Screw it. I don't care because I don't care what people say. This is really. You see police officers or SWAT or National Guard fighting demons.
Yeah.
Then you roll in there and you save it. They're just like, go do, guy.
But
and you're like,
but all you're seeing is the aftermath, you know, and you're not really seeing any action or active participants. So.
Yeah. Even if you just saw a building they're trapped in and you run in and kill all the demons, you just see faces plastered against the window going, he just ripped that demon in half. That would be awesome. And then you just rage on and you'd be like...
Yeah, because all the people I've met so far playing the game have not been Earthlings. So, yeah.
But all right, that was a cool one. Good one, Blood Axe. I enjoyed that because that's a big thing to me. I like that personal element.
Yeah, you actually made me think about it. I'm just like... You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, you know, it's really just a backdrop.
That should have been more to make
it. And your suggestion, I was like, yeah, that would have been cool.
You run through there and it's like, da-da-da-da-da. And like I said, you just see the guys going like, let them through, go. And then, imagine you turn around and they're following you like, we're following you, man. We don't know who you are, but you're the new leader.
So the Earth is just a backdrop for Doom.
Yeah, they could have did more with it. And if they're not going to do anything with it, then stick to the traditional. I'll say that. Yeah, if this is going to be a backdrop, then don't do it. Don't half-ass.
Yeah.
Don't. I hate a poor tribute. Just
I guess I just didn't think about that aspect. I still enjoyed the game
because you don't expect to meet a lot of people on Mars, but like on Earth, you kind of expect to see a few people.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. All right. What's next?
Oh yeah, I'm in control of that, right?
We let you think so. You know, we can literally change the list while the show's going on. You just go back and we've switched this up.
Yeah.
Black says over and just changes stuff. You go back and go, wait a minute, I want to talk about that thing.
All right, let's see. We have Star Wars Celebration canceled for the first time ever.
This is the Blood Axe moment. The Star Wars is all
this is all Blood Axe, man.
And then we'll go into the veil.
Do we want to jump into that? Are we gonna?
Oh, we're gonna do the veil. We're doing it. Oh, come here, Blood Axe. You want to do the veil, right?
But yeah, this is usually.
Oh, you're breaking up there, Blood Axe.
It's almost kind of like Christmas, if you will.
I'm sorry. Say that again. You broke up there. We actually lost some of that.
Sorry about that. I said this is usually the biggest time of year for Star Wars fans because it's basically our Christmas. We get to find out all the new things that are happening with Star Wars, whether it be the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker, like we were looking forward to last year, or even they had their a viewing of The Mandalorian, the first episode, or pieces of it anyway. So we were expecting lots of good news coming out, what's happening with the franchise, and now we have to wait till 2022 for the next event, which means I'll have to start releasing things the old-fashioned way through either scheduled events or through their media channels, things like that. But it's a way for Star Wars geeks to get together to meet the actors or those that participate in the franchise, find really cool merchandise that are exclusive to the convention, things like that. I had a buddy that actually worked on the convention last year who sent me some stuff. So it's very unfortunate because it's one of the podcasts I listen to. They really have a huge Star Wars celebration event, and they bring all the information that they get from going to the con. Well, now we'll have to try to trickle through all the information through social media outlets or news articles or the like. So it just makes me dig a little bit more for the information that I desperately I want to be able to find out. But we'll see what happens.
Well, here's the thing. So you said that the next event won't be until 2022?
Yep.
Not even 2021. Now,
Nope.
This makes for a great freaking segue there, because what will Star Wars look like in 2022 based on some hearsay and rumors that I think I dropped in your ear because I like to see you squirm. Tell us about the veil, Mr. Bloodaxe.
Yeah,
Uncle Bloodaxe, tell us about the veil.
What was it, Dr. Doomcock or
Yes,
YouTube?
Victor Von Doomcock.
Yeah, I love the name, by the way. So I actually knew of the veil when you had mentioned it earlier this week, because it was an item that was put in with the Star Wars Rebels series. The premise was quirky and not entirely clear because it was completely new. And now they're trying to possibly look at using the veil to basically retcon the entire sequel trilogy and say, oh, that's just a possible path. But we're actually going to go the real sequel trilogy path over here, because the veil lets you see possibilities, which, I mean, there's been a lot of negative publicity and a lot of fan reaction to Star Wars ever since Lucasfilm took over. And I personally have my beliefs and preferences and dislikes for certain members of Lucasfilm, and Hugh is very vocal about some of those. But it would depend on how they gave it to the public and the way it was delivered, because you're gonna upset a lot of fans because they have a lot of invested interest in those three films, not to mention Solo and Rogue One, which pretty much would be immune to it. But the fact that we've had so much discussion, so much passion about it, and then none of it really matters anymore. We're going to go over here. We're going to do these stories on the side. I would just assume leave it alone. Write better stories with more interesting characters. Let the legacy characters go on their way, and let's find new heroes for us to be able to root for.
Yeah, and just to jump in, because I actually versed myself up on this, got myself informed. Basically, Doomcock, then go check out the video. Can you shoot him the link, Mr. Editor, Mr. Fill-in Editor? Basically, the video, Doomcock is known. I am a fan of Doomcock's incredible ability you're going to need to look it up. We didn't grab the link. Basically, his ability to have inside information. He's very well informed. He predicted everything that was in the sequels with like amazing accuracy down to sentences, lines, and scenes. So he's well known for this, and his contacts have been telling him that, as our Mr. Bloodaxe told us, in Star Wars Rebels, there's a scene where they come across something called the Veil, which basically is the famous, remember the What If comics? Mm-hmm. Even Zeno remembers those, so we can try to get Zeno involved. Remember the What If comics? Yeah, basically, the Veil is this thing that shows you alternate timelines and things that you can look into and see other events. So this may get changed to the Legend of Rey, which means it will be a alternate timeline that's not the canon timeline anymore. And if they do that, that's the way they can save Star Wars. And there's talks that not only has this been something they've had in their back pocket, but that they actually may be making moves. Remember, hearsay and rumors. Go watch Doomcock. He tells it better and has an awesome intro.
I just really hope. I mean, and not to interrupt you, but I mean, the thing is I hate the concept so much. Like, I hate it when I think Star Trek's done episodes like that with the, it ends up being, it's the simulation room, and I hate that concept where you make me watch this crap, and then I put all this effort into watching this, and even if I enjoy it or I hate it, doesn't matter. I put time into watching this, and then you're going to tell me, oh no, that doesn't really matter. It was it. Ha ha! Gotcha.
No, it's an alternate timeline. It exists over here. It's a whole timeline over there.
That's just a slap to the face.
And then the Raylos can write their own addition to it, where Ben comes back from the dead, and they get married and have babies.
And then yeah. So then you're going in the multiverse type crap, and I've always hated multiverses too. So I mean, I haven't liked Star Wars in a while, and now you're just putting more things I hate in the Star Wars.
It's sci-fi, man.
No, it's not. Star Wars is not sci-fi.
I know. I tried.
I'll argue with you till the cows come home.
I will not argue with that point.
Sci fantasy. It is not, and this makes it sci-fi, which is what turns me off to it. If I want sci-fi, I'm gonna go watch Doctor Who. I'm gonna go watch Star Trek. I'm not gonna watch Star Wars. Star Wars is fantasy.
But they're fixing it for you.
No, they're not.
They're thinking of you, Blood Accident. They said, "Don't worry, we're gonna fix it." And we're going to bring back what you want to see. Don't worry. Now, I won't lie. Everybody can hear the venom in my voice. I want to see this because I want Kathleen Kennedy to be emotionally traumatized by this event. I want her legacy to be in a toilet. You know what? I think a public urinal.
I think they made this
her
mistake.
Legacy, not her.
They made this mistake. They need to this is their mistake. They need to just admit it.
No.
And fess up to it and deal with it.
No.
But doing this is just dumb.
No. This is the right decision. Because it will destroy everything she built.
Whatever.
And Ryan Johnson built. There's too much glory.
Destroying what was built. Let's move on to the next subject.
Yeah, let's talk about destroying what was built.
Oh, God, already? I thought we were going to say this for last.
No, man.
I thought we said it for the last. I thought this was going to be the last of this.
This is the last of this segment.
There's another segment after this?
Yeah, we'll have a random encounters after this and another segment.
I don't know if I'll be recovered by then.
The Last of Us Part 2. Come on, this has been an ongoing thing here. Like we have pretty much. This is the end of it. This should be the end of it. We shouldn't have to talk about The Last of Us.
Nobody ended it better than TV Crank.
But the Metacritics are in. They have
who was it that gave it? Screen Rant said it's the greatest game of all time. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. It's so good. It's so good.
So yeah,
it's so good. Screen Rant,
the reviews are in. Look at these. These are some awesome reviews, man. 100.
150. Wait, no,
100.
100.
I mean, there are so many.
Best game ever. The literal last sentence of the Screen Review.
Look, Screen
Rant.
It's
the best game of all time.
Hold on, let's read the Screen Rant. The greatest game of this console generation. Of that, there is absolutely no doubt. It's also quite possibly the greatest video game of all time.
You hear that, Zelda? You know what I'm saying? You hear that, all these other games? You think you're the... No. Step aside, Mario.
Quite possibly.
Forget you, Sonic.
The greatest game
Golden
in
Eye,
the world.
No, all of you. No. But Halo, Doom. No. It's this. This is the greatest game that was ever created.
Oh.
Scream it. By the way, yeah, audience score 3.8 out of 10. It's shit.
Yeah. Hey, it's rising, though. It's 3.7 earlier, man.
Yeah, of course, they're making their move, man. You know that. To me, that just shows how bad it is despite their efforts, they still can't get it to 5, and they're trying. You know they're botting their little booties off, and they can't.
This 3.8 out of 44,701 ratings. Out of those, about 25,000 have written reviews. 16.6 of those are negative reviews, and 6,000 of those are positive reviews, with about a little under 1,000 with mixed feelings on this.
The kicker about this is that I've watched 3 people. Well, I've actually watched 5 people playing this game, but 2 of them have not gotten to we can say it now because the game's out, so there's no more like. Oh, but of course, spoilers.
Well, we don't want to do any real big spoilers. I mean, let's try not
at this
to.
point. Okay, well, the infamous scene for those that know the spoilers that happens very early into the game. Of the people I've seen to get to it, 3 out of 5 of them got to this scene. Only PewDiePie kept playing, but he literally was disgusted. He ranted about how much he hates the new character, and I mean, it's just pure. He's not enjoying himself. Go watch PewDiePie's video if you want to see somebody play it. He is now continuing to play because he's a professional. The other 2 that got to that scene, one of them cut his disc in half. TV Crank takes out a pair of scissors. He's a Korean streamer and cuts both discs in half and plays Mario Kart. It's freaking hilarious. You got to check it out. Can you link that? That's a link, right? You got to put that up. That's awesome.
I mean, just TV Crank.
Crank,
Twitch.
yeah. Korean YouTuber, Korean streamer, him. And then the other one, I think it's Jay Plays or Jay Reviews, also said, I refuse to play this game anymore. I stopped. Yeah. He said, I'm not having fun. It was already boring. The scene was disgusting. It was bad, and he stopped.
I mean, my thing is, dude, I don't care about the scene. I don't care about, like, my biggest thing is what they did to the existing characters. I mean that's what I'm talking about. Not that. No, not the weird. Like a lot of people are throwing out all this and that and this, and I don't really give a crap.
No, the scene I'm talking about is the scene of choices they make with main characters. Sorry, I was trying not to spoil it, so I was trying to be careful.
Gotcha.
But if you want to roll into that, there's some interesting.
I mean, there has been a lot of stuff that has come out. One of the things I know, you had a lot of people complaining about certain sex scenes in it, being that Sony didn't really edit those.
They didn't censor that.
But a lot of other games they've been censoring
anime,
especially Japanese type games where
anime.
Yeah, where they've censored out a lot of stuff. But as you can see, if you recall, the Devil May Cry, light flare.
Yeah, you can't see the side of a butt cheek.
Yeah, some of the other things people have brought up is this character that spits on.
That is Neil Druckmann in both of those pictures. Neil Druckmann literally spits on you. Remember what I said? This is why this bothered me, and he knows.
We all know.
This.
Yeah, we all know Joel's in this for a period of time, and this character spits on Joel. That is literally based off of the creator,
Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann personally spits on you because you played as Joel in the first game. Yeah. He was your main character, so literally Neil spits on his players. Like he goes, and I told you what I feel this is. This is literally Neil Druckmann burying this series. He is saying, I hate you, screw you, look what I did to what you saw yourself as, look what at the other character, and look what I did to them. It destroys the characters. I'm not going to say how, but it destroys them. I told you in detail what happened, and Wells was just like, wow, that seems like toxically violent. I told Blood Axe, it's hateful. The word to describe this is, it's hateful toward Joel and Ellie. It feels spiteful, hateful, and mean-spirited, almost. Yeah. It is what I would expect from someone who hates this game and hates its fan base.
And I'll link here in the Twitch chat the article about some of the... If you're okay with spoilers, you can click on that. If not, then don't click on it.
Yeah, also, if you don't mind seeing, weird man on undeterminate gender sexy.
I don't want to get into that too much, man. Like I said, to me, that I don't really care. I mean, if you want to do that in a game, that's fine. That's the game, man.
No, but you should let people know if they click on this link that's in there. You should warn people.
Well, yeah.
There's sexual content in this, and it is not normal sexual content. It's a bit different. So be ready. You got to be fair. I know plenty of people that would be pissed that they clicked on a link and we didn't tell them. By the way, it might kind of look like it's sodomy. You know what I'm saying? Give a heads up. You got to be responsible.
All right.
Give a heads up. There's nothing wrong with warning people because different people have different things they find appropriate.
Yeah. I'll just say there's sexual content.
Yeah, and sexual content.
But anyway,
Now, if you're into that, hey, there's sexual content.
what do you think about
And
this,
looks like
Blood
sodomy.
Axe? Last of Us 2. You have any feels on this?
No. I think Q's wrapped up the sentiments I have on it.
Yeah,
It's not a game I'm interested in. The only comment that I have is that basically what Borderlands did with their legacy characters and trying to force feed a new character down our throat, basically, Last of Us says, "Here, hold my beer. We can actually top that." And sound
The names are even
so,
similar. It's Ava and Abby. Watch us murder this franchise.
No.
Yeah.
Except in Abby's case, a little more literal.
All right, we're gonna move on. This is, I think we've finally popped the cap in Last of Us 2. I'm done talking about this.
Neil
subject.
Druckmann did that. We're just covering the pop of the cap. Neil Druckmann put that horse down.
Yeah.
He shot the dog.
I'm done covering this. Look, critics loved it. The audience score doesn't match the critics, and
Form your own opinion. You know the best thing to do, because I don't like it. Don't take my dang opinion on it. I have very strong opinions, and I'm a weird guy. Here's what you do: go watch PewDiePie or other people play the whole game.
I was about to
They
say
have full
that's
gameplay.
probably the best suggestion. Is there? This game is it's controversy. It's a controversial game. It may not suit the original players of the first game. So if you do want to play the game, go check it out first and see.
Otherwise, you will waste your money. Because
before
it's not what you
before
expect.
you throw money at something that may not be, that you may be very disappointed afterwards.
Yeah, because the best way to put it is, it's not what you expect. No matter what, this is definitely not what anybody that's a fan of the first game expected. So, how much do you have a problem with that is the question. But definitely no one that's played it says that this is what they were looking for. No, even the people that were praising it still went like, oh, it was really different. It was unexpected. You keep seeing that. So, if you were going in wanting more of the first game, you will not get it. And I say that with 100% confidence.
Yeah.
You will not get more of the first game.
We'll say almost everybody seems to agree, though, that it is a beautiful game.
Oh, no. The graphics, good. Some people are not up on the gameplay. Like, one guy,
I've
of
heard
the
a
guys
lot of negatives
said that he
actually
quit
about
playing it
gameplay.
just because he didn't care about the scenes. He said he asked his viewers, he was live playing it, they said they were bored. And I've heard more than one person call it boring, too. So a lot of people are saying it's boring. But these are people that didn't like the first game either. So, if you like the first game, then don't worry. It's not like it's more boring than the first game. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the same boring. I watched gameplay of it, and it's the same as the first game. It's got the same really slow pacing.
Well, I mean, it's not a lot of choices, And
it's on rails. Yeah. Oh, there's no choice.
And I'm a big choice person when playing a game. So, all right, let's get Blood Axe to roll us a D20 and get something on the random encounters.
Save us, Blood Axe.
He looks like he may have fallen asleep over there.
No. Hey Siri, roll me a D20.
Rolling. 18 this time. Yes.
Booyah!
I think you programmed.
You heard him ask Siri to roll, Zeno.
All right, so you rolled 18, which is Fluffy Animals.
Zeno's Fluffy Animals. What's your name in it?
I'm not putting my name in it. Fluffy Animals. What cute animal is irresistible to pet? All right. Blood Axe, you rolled it.
You rolled it, bro.
It's in your name, man.
Well, yeah.
You always go first. If Q's record speculation, he goes.
All right.
I go. This is Zeno's.
See, this is the problem with having Blood Axe on the video, is he can regulate now how I interpret his random encounters.
Hey, look, he's got one on there. He's got 19. Blood Axe's Deep Thoughts.
All right, so Zeno's Fluffy Animals. What cute animal is irresistible to pet? I mean, I guess I'm sort of a fan of what people call ugly. I mean, look, I've already said, if I ever got another dog, I'd get an English bulldog. And
so is that something you have to pet if you see it?
Oh yeah, man. It's that loose skin, and I don't know, man. I
It
find
always gets sexual when you talk about animals somehow.
I find English bulldogs quite cool, and I would pet an English bulldog probably before I'd pet anything else's furry body.
Okay. For me, man, I love cats, and a kitten is the cutest thing on the planet, man. It is the only time you'll see Q really soften. Like, I love kittens, man. I can just rub them against my face. They are freaking cute. Like, they are.
You say I'm making sense.
I stand by what I said.
All right.
But no, like cats are already like, and I mean, I do get along with them. That's the only animal that, like, if I'm in a room, like I go to people's house, they have a cat, their cat's gonna jump up in my lap. Like, cats love me, and I love cats. And kittens are just irresistibly cute. Like, oh my god, they are cute. So that's for me, man. Especially with the fuzzy ones. Oh, look at it. Oh man, it's so cute. Like, just thinking about it is making me go like, okay, yeah, I love it.
All right, Blood Axe.
Actually, I'm kind of with you in the whole cat boat, but probably the most irresistible would be a rabbit. Actually, a nice fluffy rabbit. For some reason, their coats are just so irresistible to be able to pet. So
They
that'll be
scared
my
me.
choice.
I guess like they know that I think rabbit is delicious because I do think it every time I see one.
I will
So
say
they,
now,
they shy away from
Yes.
me.
I was watching and I don't admit this often, but I was watching TikTok, and there was a baby fox on there, and damn, baby foxes are cute, man. It's like a mix between a kitten and a puppy.
Yeah, I do remember that old movie with the dog and the fox, and the little fox was cute. I mean, the live action version, they are cute. He is right, but I think it's the cat like traits too that draw me to them. Cause like again, I love cats and fox, but boy, they are mean. Don't not be fooled now. Fox is an evil little bastard. You think cats are evil? No, a fox is an evil SOB. Like, that's what's funny is it's like, hey, I'm cute, ain't I? Go to sleep.
Yeah. All right, let's go back.
My favorite food is other creatures' children. You know what I'm saying? Foxes are freaking.
Oh, all right. So we have some more gaming news. We have Star Wars Squadrons. This actually looked really good. Let's get Blood Axe to talk about it since he's our Star Wars pro.
So I've actually been following this for a while. This was formerly Project Maverick, which I've been waiting for the past couple of weeks for the trailer to drop, which is interesting that it's Squadrons, which is an obvious nod to the Top Gun movie. My original gaming came back during the Doom days and Rogue Squadron.
Copyright strike.
Which is why I still play my games inverted. So
that was a whole thing.
The fact that there was no gameplay is kind of concerning. That's supposed to drop next week, so we'll probably have more updates coming up soon. But the good thing is there's no microtransactions.
Okay.
There's going to be lots of grinding to unlock cosmetics, obviously, because there will be cosmetics for your pilot and also for your ships and different equipment and so on and so forth. But the one thing that concerns me is the price tag is $39.99, which probably means we're getting a partial game, not a full game. But EA did do a good job with their last Star Wars game, Fallen Order, which played that and all the DLC soup to nuts, and had a pretty good time doing it. A little clunky, but this is should be interesting. I'm looking forward to finding out more information on it.
I will say I found it a little weird. It is crossplay, which is neat, but it's like crossplay between even VR. So
yeah, there's a variant.
That was a little weird.
Seems unfair to the VR players.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to work. Is it just going to be like PlayStation VR and PC VR can crossplay with each other, or is VR going to be with the non-VR
I will
players?
wreck a VR player. My God, that sounds
like
horrible.
that just seemed weird. The way it was worded, where I read it, it was like it's crossplay between PS4, Xbox, PC, and VR, and I was just like.
And by the way, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying that because VR's reactions are still kind of not perfectly tight. So like it
Well, and
feels like a
controls.
disadvantage.
I mean,
yeah.
you don't have as good of controls with VR, really. I don't think.
Its ability to react to your fast movements has still been a problem. So I just see like somebody trying to VR fly the ship versus somebody with a controller or a good mouse keyboard setup is like they are at a disadvantage. Now, would it be incredibly fun? Yeah, but I almost feel like you're gonna probably want to go to VR only arenas for that. Here's the thing, I'm with Blood Axe on the fact that I'm not sold like on this footage. You got to show me some gameplay because we have seen, especially EA, but we've seen a lot of the AAAs, not just them, do the fake footage where it's literally not. I mean, isn't EA the one that did the stupid Iron Man type game? Not Apex Legends, the other one. Oh God, the game where you fly around in the spec suit.
The Titan.
No, not Titans. God dang, you know a game really is bad when you forget its name completely. It was a big thing for a while, but
You mean Titanfall?
but it was What'd you say?
You mean Titanfall?
No. It's the one where it looked like it was almost Iron Man one, and they had all that gameplay
that
footage
was
that wasn't in it.
Titanfall. But
Wow, this is bad, and like that game has disappeared so much I forgot the name of it. No, but it was
Anthem.
but literally the game like all the footage was fake.
Because there's like Anthem, Titanfall.
Was it Anthem?
Well, no. EA did Titanfall. Looks like.
Yeah, they did it, but okay.
I
So
think
who
that
did
was the
Anthem?
one where you fly around. And
Well, then
stuff.
who did Anthem?
BioWare.
Oh, okay. BioWare did Anthem.
But they're part of EA, so.
But yeah, there was a game. I'm almost thinking that we still didn't name it yet. But
Maybe.
the way they had, basically, a game was put out where it had all of these trailers, and then none of that came into play.
Yeah.
And they were charging money just for colors, for your armor, and
Well,
just
that was
everybody.
Anthem that had where they were charging like for each individual piece of color.
Yeah. So it might be Anthem. So that wasn't them. Okay, but still, major
was Anthem
studios
too,
putting out. No. Anthem was their little thing they did after they did Halo. So no, it wasn't Anthem. But yeah, that game like was really bad in that it had fake footage, and they literally went to like their show. They went to do their frigging major release for it, and at no point was the frigging game like what it looked like.
Yeah, but anyway.
No, it was Anthem they did that with, but I don't trust the trailers. All I'm saying is show me real gameplay footage, final gameplay footage. I don't want to see a trailer and judge off of that because trailers are false.
There was a lot of footage, a lot of trailers, a lot of gameplay. I think it's listed on Steam now, and there was a lot of stuff videos tied to it.
We've seen fake gameplay footage.
No, we have, but I mean, just it was nice to go ahead and see a lot of footage with it. I thought.
So I mean that's the real question is it gonna really look like this when it comes out? Is it gonna play like this when it comes out? If it does, it looks incredible. Now I gotta admit, I'm not even into vehicle based games. You know, I don't do racers, I don't do flight simulators. This looks fun enough that if it's $39 and Blood Axe is gonna want me to play it if I can, I might grab it just to play with them. Now, I'm going to have to get carried, but I'll play. I'll do my best because I can't even handle racing games. I know flying through space probably won't work. Let's say give me the option to jump out my ship and land on the other ship with a lightsaber and cut the pilot out of it. I'm going to probably die.
At first, I was thinking that's a nice price, but Blood Axe has got me worried now. He made a good point with it being a $40 game or $39 game. How much of a game is it? Like, how much are we getting here?
It may just be PUBG for like Star Wars vehicles.
Yeah.
Well, is there going to be a campaign, Blood Axe? I think they said.
Yeah, from what I read, there's going to be a solo campaign and a lot of multiplayer. I'm expecting probably more multiplayer than campaign.
I can get in some multiplayer.
It does say that they're holding back the first gameplay footage until EA Play 2020. Today. Oh wait, that's June 18th. Okay, the first Star Wars Squadrons gameplay has premiered at the event, and it looks very impressive. So the gameplay has posted up. So
okay, I haven't seen that yet, but I had read supposed to be coming out next week, but I'll just look at it and I'll give you an update next Sunday.
Anthem is EA. BioWare, but it was BioWare under EA. So yeah, they did that with Anthem with the fake footage. No one crazy. Anthem's the one where they had all the fake gameplay footage, and none of that was what was in the game at all. It was all just completely conceptual, and then not what happened. So EA has a legacy of going, look how good all this is, and this is real, because they did specifically, this is gameplay footage. They literally did that, and then it wasn't. Like, it was not at all. So that's the reason why I have to take anything they show with a grain of salt until I actually see somebody playing the game. I even think with the Anthem, they may have had somebody pretending to be playing the game. Like, it was really bad. Angry Joe covered it really well. You go watch Angry Joe's cover the Anthem. It was a, like, cluster of, like, BS where, like, they just, not his coverage, obviously. I mean, the Anthem where, like, they did not give you what they were showing. A lot like Last of Us. Oh, yeah, that's the current trend, I guess. You know, because I can say this, and ain't spoilers. There's a lot of claims by people that bought the game that the trailers for Last of Us were purposely deceitful. They made you think you were playing as characters that would not be present in the game past a certain point. They specifically, like, cut them into scenes that they aren't in. One scene is that they ended up, I know this scene, I can say because I'm not spoiling, where they took a scene and they made Joel look older in it so that you thought it was a scene, but it ended up being a flashback. And in the scene, he's younger. But when they showed it in the trailer, they tried to make it appear like he would be in the latter parts of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. That's a little different than this, though. You're talking about gameplay versus story.
True,
I understand sort of being deceitful a bit when it comes to story, because the thing with the story is you're trying not to spoil the story of the game.
Well, they just don't show any of the later scenes from the game.
Well,
just don't do it. Don't show fake scenes. You could just also not reveal your damn story in your trailer.
I mean, how much can you show with that?
Just show gameplay.
So you throw a little bit of deception in there. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I can understand a little bit of deception when it comes to story wise.
Yeah, but let's see what EA does with this, because the logical thing is, like, going back to, like I said, like Blood X said, the biggest thing is that we haven't seen what it's going to really look like. And with EA, we know we haven't seen what it really look like because they're notorious for
where
it.
we do have gameplay footage. Like you said, you can't trust gameplay footage, and EA actually definitely has a habit of not delivering on what they say they're going to deliver on. So,
and Bloodhouse, I'll let you finish this off. I hijacked it for a while. I'm sorry, but I had to go on my EA. You know, I had to attack EA. We know this. I'm like, I can't pass it up, man. EA like popped up, so I had to get my bites in. Well, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. It's
fine. It's also interesting that EA is churning out so many Star Wars games so close to the contract deadline before they have to either renegotiate or someone else snatches out from underneath them. So hopefully they'll put in some of their best work.
And
but
still lose
again,
it?
We'll find out. I think in October is when it launches. I will probably get it, but I still want to see some more gameplay footage and some more reviews first.
Mm-hmm. The optimal scenario is that EA puts out his best work trying to keep it and then still loses it to a better studio so that we get some good games and then we get somebody that'll make our Knights of the Old Republic we're waiting on. Because I'm sorry, man. I'm still... Like, there is stuff I like about Star Wars, and Knights of the Old Republic is on my top 10 of, like, the best games I ever played. Well, I don't know, 1 or 2. What do you think, Bud X? That's a hard one. 1 or 2 for KOTOR?
I've enjoyed 2 more than 1 because you start off as a Jedi.
You're right, and I also like the fact that you had a lot more control over your morality, that you could be light side without exactly agreeing with the Jedi, or you could be dark side, but you're actually following the Sith code, so you're not just some raging a-hole. You're like, no, I believe in the pursuit of power. I believe in the strong versus, the strong survive and survival of the fittest, but I don't believe in stabbing babies. I do like the fact that you have these different decisions. You get a lot more narrative control over your character's stance, and I like that. That was really... Plus, you get to hear about a lot of other Force traditions.
Season of Jedi as well, which was always... I always made it a point to go as light side until Nar Shaddaa, just so I can get... I wouldn't get the Wookiees, so I get another Jedi, and then go completely dark side so I can max out my dark side so I can see everyone's features changed along with the dark side as well. So I had a lot of fun with KOTOR.
The fact you could do that.
Won like twice.
The fact you could do that, the fact that you could get all the light side people and then have them follow you in a dark side. I mean, it was very open while not while feeling like a distinct story. And you're right, there's no contest. KOTOR 2, best KOTOR. And now finally we get to do a rare thing. Zeno has gaming news about a game he actually cares about.
Oh yeah, something I care about. And guess what?
Bad
The
news.
thing I care about, they're delaying it again.
Know my pain.
So it's only a month delay this time.
This time.
This time.
This is delay to give them time for the next delay.
Yeah. Oh, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed again. The game was set for originally a April 2020 release. Earlier this year, it was moved to September 2020. And now this week, the game has been pushed back until November 2020. So,
Wait, that's not a month. That's 2 months.
September, October. Oh, yeah, I forgot about October.
This is how much he wants this game. He's literally telling himself, that's only a month. Fuck October.
So...
Blood Axe, look at him. He's hurt. He's hurt. He wants it. He went and ride his motorcycle just to get the fresh air, get the steam off his life.
Anyway, so it is once again delayed again, and I mean, I don't really know what to say other than quit. I mean,
but at the same time, but
yeah,
you want it to be good.
I want it to be good. So I understand delays there, but at the same time, can't you be good and on time?
No.
No.
Look, at the same time, here we go again. The synchronized Blood Axe Q moment. No. But dude, well, honestly, here's what I need you to find out for me. Is, are they going to do the multiplayer? Because they are, then all three of us have got to get this. Like, we've all got to get this. Don't worry, Blood Axe. I promise this time I won't blow your arm off. We resolved that. You made your feelings very clear on that. It'll be Xeno. But I won't do it. I won't do it. We got you a cool cyber arm. I'm still shocked you were so mad. I was like, but you got a cool arm.
We never played that campaign again.
No, we didn't.
I mean, at this point, they maybe they don't even need to bother putting it out on PS4 or,
that'd be nice.
Xbox.
Well, it'll be censored.
Just wait and put it out on the next gen consoles, you know.
As long as it comes out on PC, I don't care. Well, no, that'll be a problem for. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. It needs to be crossplay because I'm planning to get on PC, man. I'm sorry, I might. If I have to get on both, I might if it's really good. But I gotta get on PC because of the patches, modding. Oh god. Oh man. I mean, one of the things I like is that people think mods are just outfits. No, man, extra content. Without a doubt, the greatest thing about Fallout 4 is that the core game was decent. That's it, just decent. When you get to modding in extra content, it becomes an amazing game. Like I've had so much fun playing extra content that I just speed through the main story to get to the extra content. You know, and the idea that Cyberpunk on PC could continue to have a devoted fan base, adding more content so that you get to keep replaying it, appeals to me.
Yeah.
And if it's cross-platform, well, if I mod it, I probably won't be able to cross.
Now, where they did say this would be, I think, available on the next-gen consoles for owners on of the PS4 and Xbox One versions, they said it won't be optimized for the next-gen consoles until sometime in 2021. Which, I mean,
Might not come out until then.
I'm gonna get it on PC where it's gonna look the best anyway. So,
but the PS4 is so powerful; it's so much better than that. Don't you remember the little head of Epic saying how amazing the Sony PlayStation 5 is? The world's most powerful router console, man. It's got, I know that's an old joke.
yeah.
Anyway, though, it's still the whole most powerful ever. You know, either way, PC, man. I really wish we could convince Blood Axe, but he is a console loyalist. And hey, man, I get it. Stick to your guns. But I hope it gets cross-platform. We can play with you because I'd love to see Dicejunkies running their own, basically their own Cyberpunk team. I think that'd be fun. Assuming the multiplayer really manifests, it was mentioned But I haven't heard anything about it in a long time. Have you?
So what I saw was the multiplayer was going to be once all the single player content's released. So I'm interpreting once all the DLC is out, then they'll work on multiplayer. So it may be a while.
That might be 2022 then. Yeah, that might be a while.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best because honestly, I'm way more concerned about the single player content.
Yeah, I want the single player content to be very detailed. I want to be able to make a lot of decisions. So if you can give me a good story that actually adapts to my decisions and all that stuff, I'd rather that more so than worry about multiplayer.
Dude, I'd rather it be a separate game. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't feel comfortable with them trying to shove it in the same game. I feel like that's not gonna make it the best. We had this conversation a long time ago. We said, I'll pay you $30 for it as a separate thing where it's just a multiplayer. Especially because if it's separate and it's not cross-platform, I'll buy the multiplayer for Xbox. We'll all get it for whatever console if we can get off all of a sudden on one console. Or, but I'm definitely, you know what I'm saying, man. I'm just nervous. I hope that isn't what's causing the delay. That would actually tick me off. I didn't think I'd get mad at CD Projekt Red, but if I find out these delays are for the multiplayer, I'd be pissed.
I mean, the other thing is the reason why I would get this on console, on PC versus console, is also just the modding and stuff. Whenever you get an RPG like this, the modding community is going to come up with some stuff, and you just don't get that aspect of it on a console. So,
dude, I Fallout 4 alone has made me and Skyrim have made me massive fans of mods. It's amazing the mileage they get. And the mods are free. I mean, I try to donate every now and then, and I've pushed some mods. Y'all heard me on the show. If you actually follow us, I've said, hey, go check out this guy's mod. This is a really good mod. I try to put their names out there because they put a lot of work in. But I believe Cyberpunk 2077 is going to have a devoted fan base that even if CD Projekt Red doesn't do anything but just pull the, hey, guys, have fun, the modders, they'll keep this game going well into the, 2024 and still probably being modded because Skyrim still gets mods.
The gist of it is it's delayed again. You're gonna have to wait a little longer for Cyberpunk 2077. I feel your pain.
You sound so sad.
Let's cleanse our palates with our final random encounters, and then we'll end the show.
It's finally your turn.
Yeah, I guess it's me this time. So I will do a slow, depressing roll
with a small, lonely white die.
Yeah, and
you roll that number we can't tell.
Yeah. It's think a 9. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's a 9.
Well, good luck then. I have an answer to you.
9. Let's see. What is that? Oh, great. Women in geek culture. Favorite female video game character to play. Samus?
That was mine. You can't have that one.
That's a good one. And I said that was mine, but that is a good one. Samus is awesome, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, if you think female gaming character, Samus is the top of the list, always, in my opinion. Like, I can't think of a more iconic female video game character that I enjoyed playing.
That is one of the few games that has a female main character that I have no problem buying and playing because Samus is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hesitation. What about you, Bloodaxe?
Well, since he stole mine,
you know he did. Yeah, your Samus feelings are well known.
Oh yeah, because I usually have an answer for all these ahead of time, but trying to think. I mean, playing as Fury in Darksiders 3 actually was fun, but I mean that's not really a series per se. But I'll probably have to go with if we're talking all games, Ivy in Soul Calibur. She was a lot of fun with that whip.
That's loaded. We're going with that, then. Yeah. I recently, like in fighting games, have started to diversify, and Rachel from Dead or Alive 5 is incredibly fun to play, and then actually Cassandra for me in Soul Calibur. Oh, Cassandra, man. I Captain America his ass all the time, him and everyone else. I mean, because she can throw the shield at you, and I mean, whenever she shows up, they go, crap, we're going to get bullied. And I bully them with Cassandra viciously. and Sung Min. Now, if we were gonna go iconic as heck, the first female character I played a lot of, other than Samus, was I used to be a very big fan of Chun-Li. Liked her in Street Fighter. She was one of my mains outside of Guile and Zangief. And every Street Fighter game I enjoy jumping. She's usually the only female character I'll jump behind the controller of and be like, "Hey, do some Chun-Li." I like Chun-Li, and so for long term, her. But as far as would I buy a game to play as her? No. If it was a game where you just played as Chun-Li, probably not. But Samus, hell yeah. I'll jump behind the wheel of Samus any day of the week, man. Samus is freaking awesome. She is to me like the iconic video game female character, the first, and one of the best. There's really not even a competition. She's top notch, absolutely top notch. Yeah. Every time I think about it, so I guess almost unanimously we're all like Samus Aran, man. I would love to see them make another game with her where they don't screw up like they did that one game where they just messed up her personality. I'd like to see the original badass Samus back.
Yeah.
You know, wrecking shit.
It's coming. That game has actually had to change studios because it wasn't meeting the quality standards by Nintendo, so it's been scrapped and it's under new development, but it's in development, which is a good thing.
You know, the good thing is with the current trends, we should get a pretty badass Samus. That's the one good thing about these trends is that there's no way they would do that bullcrap, whiny, like weirdly dependent Samus again. No, not in the current environment.
I mean,
so.
like I said, I have trouble thinking of you know, there's Tomb Raider. I mean, Lara Croft is like the
Lara
only
was badass,
other.
but I didn't play her games. But no, she was cool. Yeah.
I mean, I played some Tomb Raider, so.
I mean, yeah, like I said,
the old classic Tomb Raider, like
yeah, and I mean, Senna from Hellblade was pretty good. Hellblade, yeah, like she was a pretty cool character, man, and badass. Like, I mean, there's been a lot of great female characters, but if you're going for like my favorite, like I said, it is Samus.
But yeah, Samus is still.
Because the reason why is because I literally don't even think of like I don't care. Like, there's this woman doesn't care. Samus is badass. I'll play as Samus.
It took me a while just to think of Lara Croft, man.
Let's put it like this.
Like Samus, though.
Oh, no, I had Lara Croft. It's just her games were not bad, but they weren't great.
I mean, it's just, that's just the one that comes to mind.
Yeah. But, like, I'll put it like this. If you put a game where you could pick who you play as and you had a bunch of male characters in Samus, I'd play as Samus every time. Like, I wouldn't even try out the male characters because that's how good. She is, like, undeniably who I want to play as. There is no alternative.
Super Smash, I play with her, so yeah.
Yeah, she's freaking amazing. She is a top tier hero to me and an iconic hero. She's with the best of them. So that yeah, there we go. That basically was you just asking us. So we all agree on Samus Aran, right? And everybody said, "Yep."
No, that was intended for Michelle. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, so I had to move that question to their slot, but I'm going to change the women in geek culture to something different for a little bit, and we'll probably add some more questions later on.
I still like getting into it, though. Like, it's good to ask these questions. Like, at first, I misread it and thought it said, who's your favorite female gamer you like to see play? And I was going to say, you know, recently I've been enjoying watching Glitch Queen play Borderlands 3 and have a lot of tips and stuff. So I actually said, yes, I think I'm the only person here who watches a female gamer play games, so I could actually have an answer. I was like, oh crap, he said character. Because I was really waiting to see you be like, so which female gamer do you watch? He can't name one.
I used to watch one. I can't remember her name anymore because it's been that long ago. But there used to be this pink-haired girl that did World of Warcraft.
Pink-haired woman.
Now, she was young, so...
now it's creepy. Good job, Zeno. You made that weird.
Well, I mean that was many years ago too. So.
Yeah, my favorite female YouTuber is Geeky Sparkles from Clownfish. She is freaking awesome, man. You ought to hear her go. She goes on rants like me, and it is freaking awesome, man. She's like me and her are there on that She-Ra. We feel the same way about the She-Ra reboot. And I know it's odd. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I watch She-Ra. Like I tell people a minute. I watch She-Ra. I watch He-Man, and then She-Ra came on. I watched both of them. And I was with her, and I was like, they messed it up. And, you know, and her opinions were really, I agreed with her 100%. I loved watching her coverage of it because she was coming from somebody that grew up with it.
I've watched Itty Bitty Kitty play games on Twitch before. So.
Oh. I haven't seen her playing games. I didn't know she played games on Twitch. Okay. I have to follow her and then check that out. Oh, man, she's an awesome cosplayer.
Anyway. that wraps us up. So thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check us out at Dicejunkies.com for links to all our social media and so forth. We're active on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
We're on Twitter?
Yeah. Blood Axe has taken over the Twitter account. So anything that
I'm
happens,
so sorry.
anything that happens on Twitter, we'll blame it on Mr. Blood Axe there. And point fingers and all that good stuff.
I dare you to give me access to the Twitter, Blood Axe. See what I do. See what I say. I dare you. I will start a Twitter war like it's never been seen.
Q says he's going to be more active on Instagram, so we'll see.
I'll start taking more pictures of you. I can post your motorcycle pic.
Oh. No. I mean, that's not really Dice Junkies. That's just me.
What's more Dice Junkies than Zeno on a Harley? That's as Dice Junkies as it gets.
Okay.
Literally, you're our biker uncle. Like Uncle Biker Zeno. That's what you are.
Uncle Biker Zeno. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check us out on Twitch every Sunday at 3:30 Central Time. Huh?
One done.
I don't care. 3:30 Central Time every Sunday, where we're live. You can join us in the chat room. Shoot some messages out to us and hang out in there, as well as watch us on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and
click the notification bell.
Or you can listen to us on our podcast as you take your daily commute. So,
Or if you're sitting around and you're like, at the house with a lot of free time, throw it on in the background. You get to hear some nonsense, some good old ranty nonsense.
I mean, if you're a real fan, you watch it everywhere. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy.